Hello, everybody. So, big question. Are the Democrats trying to use the Biden classified document story as a way to try to get rid of him? I mean, now there's a third batch. Now, I don't know where the third batch was stored. I don't think it was by the Corvette because that's usually where I hide my documents. I hide them next to my Corvette. But seriously, um, there's something up with that. Why would they ever even allow this to come out? They've known for a long time. Like, why now? Right? I mean, I guess that's always an important question. Um, but anyway, so I also saw a couple good interviews with Cash Patel, Comer, and I got to sit in with it on the spaces with General Flynn, and a lot of interesting information came out there. But before we get into it, let's have a word from my sponsor. This way we could get this over with. Today's sponsor is Primal Life Organics. Did you know the color of your teeth has a direct effect on your personal and professional relationships more than any other part of your body? Get started today. Primal Life Organics will whiten your teeth up to 6 shades in less than 16 minutes. Okay. Well, now that we got that over with. All right. So we'll get to General Flynn and a lot of the interesting things that he said after. So Cash Patel, I saw a good interview with Cash Patel, and he was talking about Robert Hur, the special counsel that was appointed to look into the Biden documents case. So something I think is noteworthy is he's a friend of Rod Rosenstein. Cash Patel doesn't seem to think that this investigation is going to go anywhere. He says that he dealt with her during the Spygate investigation when Devin Nunes and Cash Patel were investigating. And he called it a cover-up is what he called it. They also pointed out that there's a lot of Chinese money flowing to the University of Pennsylvania. That's where batch number 1 was found. Also, Josh Shapiro was actually asked to investigate and refused. And Alan Dershowitz chimed in as well. And he says that this Biden document situation ruins any chance of prosecution that they ever had on Trump. I mean, that was slim to begin with, but now what the hell are they going to do, right? So now James Comer, he says that he thinks it's ironic that Biden had a lot to say about Trump when that story came out. Now, keep in mind, that story came out, but they knew about the Biden documents at that point. So why did the Trump one come out and that didn't? That's kind of funny, huh? But anyway, Comer says that he thinks it's ironic that Biden had something to say about Trump, yet what Biden did was way worse. He never had the rights to have that classified information outside of a SCIF or wherever the appropriate place to have it would be. Also, what I thought was interesting is Comer says that he doubts the story where it said, where Joe said the lawyers were moving the boxes. He says, well, since when have lawyers been in the moving business? And that's a fair point. I mean, that would be a pretty expensive move, huh? You're going to have a bunch of lawyers for a couple $100 an hour moving your boxes? I don't think so. So that means who else had access to that classified information? The other thing that Comer said that I thought was interesting is he said that he doesn't believe that it's only 10 documents. Now, this is um, situation number one. This isn't, I don't necessarily think even about the Corvette. Well, maybe the Corvette, but definitely not the third one, because that came out after this interview. Um, and then he also said that the House will be investigating this. They want to know if China ever had access to those documents. Now, it's kind of ironic because Trump was mentioning China, Joe and China after batch one. Now we have two and three. And uh, I'm not a professional gambler or anything, but I could almost guarantee you that sometime before I go to bed or by the time I wake up, there'll be a fourth batch somewhere. Um, but one of the concerns that Comer has is that Biden is compromised by China. Now, we all pretty much know that he is, but I think that the question is, did China have access to those documents? And also, it was pointed out that Hunter Biden had access to Joe Biden's garage where the Corvette and the documents were stored. So, uh, you know, the same Hunter Biden that was in business with the spy chief of China. So, were they sharing documents? It's possible. Um, so General Flynn, he was on Spaces, on Twitter Spaces, and I thought that was really interesting. He had a lot of good things to say about Elon Musk. Um, he says that he's doing a great service for America by freeing up Twitter and allowing people to speak. He says that he he thinks that Elon Musk realizes that the left will turn on him. So he was the love child of the left, but how long is that going to last? So I think he's realizing that, and that might be part of his motivation to um, drop all the information that he has been, but like the Twitter files and all that kind of stuff. And he also said that it would be the first time, um, uh, you could have somebody come into Congress, and not only that, but he was saying that he wanted to use a lot of the information that came out of Elon's Twitter files and send them to the House committees. So, that's interesting. He also said that we have to live in the reality we're in now, and that at this point in time, the House investigations are that's the best we got right now. Um, and more on that in just one second. And we need leaders. He was also saying, Flynn said that the situation that we're in, it can be fixed, but not with the leaders that we have. We need leaders. I had a friend who was actually in on that space as a speaker, and we were messaging each other back and forth and whatever. And she got to ask Elon, not Elon, General Flynn a question. Um, and she had asked him that if there was a mechanism to get Donald Trump back into office before 2024, and he said no. Then he got quiet. Then he stuttered a lot. Then he got quiet, stuttered a lot, back to quiet, and then went into um, what I would consider obvious. I've been saying this now for the longest time, is that we really need to work on state government, local, and up, and that we need to fix the system of elections if we even want to entertain the idea of winning 2024. Um, so I thought that that was interesting. I've been saying that for a long time, and people just don't want to hear it. So um, hopefully, people make clips of that and pass it around the internet. If I can find it again, I'll certainly do so. Um, Yeah, ground up, we need to build it by. And he also talked about the World Health Organization. He's saying that they've decided that they want to be a compliance enforcer. That they're presenting something at the World Economic Forum. Oh yeah, this idea that they want to be the clients enforcer. Sorry, yeah. So they want to be able to write law and have. And if you think about COVID and some of the nonsense things that they were saying, that should be very alarming. And not only that, but look at the people uh, that are involved in the pictures and stuff that have surfaced. I don't want them having anything to do with my health, let alone making life decisions for me. Um, and he said that right now we face two really big crises, a health crisis and an economic crisis. Um, and in regards to the economics crisis, he spoke a lot about BRICS, the financial system, saying that a lot of countries have been moving towards the BRICS. And to be cautious of a central bank digital currency. He says he believes it's coming, and he believes, like I do, that it'll be used as a form of uh, like China's social credit score. Um, and I can't remember his name now, Harari, the right hand man, the main advisor to Klaus Schwab. His last name's Harari. I can't remember what the hell his first name is right now. But he was saying that guy was saying that it'll be under the skin. So, like a chip under the skin. Uh, these guys get more and more creepy as we go on. I mean, it's crazy. And one of the last but not least things that came out of the interview, the Spaces interview with Flynn, was he says he thinks that the Democrats are trying to get Biden out of office. Um, in retrospect, that was within the answer that he gave my friend when she asked him if there was a mechanism to get Trump back in there before 2024. Part of his answer, after a lot of stuttering, silence, and then telling us that we needed to go ground up and fix the election, he went on to say that he thinks the Democrats are trying to get Biden out of office. He didn't get into too much detail about that. But he did stress that this classified information story is about getting Biden out. And I agree with that, because I think that they know Biden has way too much baggage. And now with the Republican led House, the amount of stuff that's going to come out, I mean, they got to do something. They got to get rid of this guy. You know, and I think the view, and this is just my opinion, I think the view is that if they go after their own, they can at least go back to their voters and say, hey, look what we did. There was corruption on our side, and we took care of it, because we're trustworthy. Republicans wouldn't have done that. Look at, they let Donald Trump do whatever the hell he want, and then they'll try to campaign on that with a new candidate, I'd imagine. I mean, what do you do with Kamala Harris? And I think that might be it too. If you could get Biden out of the situation, you could just hide Kamala Harris for a while, get a VP that you're kind of thinking might be able to do it, and get him some name recognition by making him the vice president. You could kind of see them having that kind of strategy, but I don't know. And that's pretty much all I had to say here. Kind of do the video thing. So if you do me a favor, if you're watching on BitChute, Rumble, or YouTube, hit the like and share button. If you're on Substack, hit the share button and subscribe. And don't forget, Primal Life Organics, Celebrity Teeth Whitening. Give it a try. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I ordered one for myself as well. It's on the way. Hopefully it gets here soon, and then I could show off my nice, bright, white teeth. Just in case you missed it. See? All right. All right. Have a good night. Bye.